How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all doing just as good as that chipper guy, because we're not doing so swell today. It's been a great day. I mean, we're so close, yet we are just so far away getting this little job done. Just a little cleanup from before, and it's just not, it's not going like we had planned. I wanted to clean it up today, so I called another truck in. I says, come get a load off me, and the truckers got to skid their own load, so you got to call the right people. It worked out perfect. He was a few miles away before he turned to go down a different road to head to the other job. So we come over here, got him loaded. It was great. Next truck rolled in, got him loaded, and we still had wood out there. So that was the frustration, is there's 3 bundles of wood left that we had to get cleaned up. And we were hoping that we would have it all cleaned up on that truck. And I had me the biggest trailers that we got, the biggest 53 footer that we got. Some of them hold a little more than the other ones. I had me the biggest ones. Still couldn't get it cleaned up. So I go to shut the chipper off, and that's when I realized I had problems. Is the chipper motor was already, this was shut off already. Okay, this was down. So it was like, okay, I see it's hot. I'm gonna start it up and let it cool down. Maybe it ran low on antifreeze. We got our issues with it, but I just checked it this morning and put a little bit of antifreeze in it, and everything seems to be working fine. But sorry, it just, so then I look and I'm like, oh, my belts are off. Let me show you what we got going on. It just, one of those things where you just think that everything's just gonna, close your ears, everything's just gonna work. I mean, it's been working perfect. So I'm like, oh, okay. You can see my belts fell off down here, and they're supposed to be up there, but then if you look closer, the problem's right in there. So that's what we're dealing with now. So what's the best part, what's the best scenario that could happen if that breaks apart? The one thing that we got to worry about is the radiator. Yeah, you're right. When I rev this motor down, I don't know what happened. I'm only giving theories. I can only give my opinion, my what I think happened. I don't know what happened, but I wonder if when I revved it down, because it had chipped the whole load, and I went to look. I come walking down my usual, staggering down through my, and I realized this was off, and I was looking at the chip. I had the truck full, and money, and so I had the truck full, so it didn't like quit like long before. So I sat up in the chipper cab for just a minute, and I tried to let stuff cool down, and it is what it is. But I think what happened, I had a brain fart there for a minute. Anyways, when I revved it down, I wonder if it fell off when I revved it down, because it did not touch the radiator at all, which is the most important part, because we've already went over that radiator before. So we don't need that radiator to get, any problems with that. That's that's the only thing I care about, is if that falls off. It didn't throw it through the radiator, and it looks as if it obviously fell up against the shroud right there. That fell into the shroud, and then that held it from falling into the radiator. So and judging by the looks of everything, it looks like it was just spinning. There's nothing scarred up on the shroud, like it just kind of fell off. It wasn't going fast or nothing and blew off. It just kind of like it just fell off. So made the phone call, and we have one at the shop. So, because we got 2 more of these V12s, and they're in pieces, but they have that piece right here at the shop. Man, that's hot. So I just got to get my shroud off, take all these bolts off, take the brackets off for the radiator, get in there, and I got to unbolt the fan, and then unbolt. It's just got 4 bolts in there that hold that on. Unbolt all that and take it all apart. So that's what I'm doing now. Fun, fun, fun. So now, and that fan's not light. Nah, it's not light. It's a real deal one. You know what I mean? They put the real deals on these. So it's going to be a little work, but you can see that it wasn't going fast or nothing. It blew the, if you look, let me see if I can get it for you. We'll get you here. Use the zoom application. You can see where it scraped a couple times, but it didn't hurt anything. You can see it scraped a little bit right there, but everything still looks good. That's the most important part. And our fan looks good, everything looks good. We just got our problem there. So I wonder if it'd be easier if I popped it back up on there to get it all tore apart. I don't know. You know, I always have stuff break on this and I make little videos about it and I'm like, hey, check this out. And then I know how to fix it because I've usually ran across problems before. Never had this problem before, so it's new to me working on this thing. Skidders, that's a different story, but not on the chipper. I've never had this blow apart, so we're gonna fix it. And I gotta start going to work. I tried to get the tool truck up here. I'm like, oh, it'll be perfect. I can back it up, use the liftgate application to our best of our abilities, and the tool truck stuck. So you got a little gap here, just enough to make it a little dangerous. You know what I mean? And yeah, a little dangerous, living on the edge. No, really not that big a deal. Oh, anywho, I'm gonna go and we'll make some more. We'll see what happens. Look at this air wand I got. Boy, look at the wand on that thing. Super sprayer, super soaker. No, I haven't got to use it yet. There's the old one. Anywho. Figuring it out. There's the new one. Oh, a slightly used one. But here's the old one. So, see them two bolts down in there? See how they're not supposed to do that. Okay. So the whatever was holding them in place, them two bolts are threaded down in here, and you can't see them. Those are actually, them two bolts are snapped off. So the other pieces are in here. So when the whatever let loose in there, snapped the bolts, and then it fell in, just stopped. So we got this. We had this grand idea. It was a great idea. The fan's still in there. And this ain't light at all. Very awkward and heavy. So we said, let's take this off from the blade, and then we'll just put that piece on in there, because taking that off wasn't horrible bad, but we can't get these two to separate. So I'm not gonna lie, we got a lack of tools, so we're kind of, you know. Anywho, we're gonna put this whole thing in there. We actually get the fan blade out now, but that's what happened. She let loose in there, and then yeah. So it is what it is. Them had anti-seize on them, Jeremy. What's that? That's why that fan come off. So it had anti-seize. That's why that one didn't come off, probably, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. We need to do.
I think I needed some room.
Here we go. I'm coming.
Put this bracket off and have some room.
Okay, that bracket that holds the top of the radiator. That'll work. I just gotta get down in here. Okay. Yeah. Come to daddy. Oh yeah. Got her? I haven't let go yet. I'll never let go. There we go. Ready to go? Yep. She's yours. Whew. Oh, that's good work. Good work. So here's the progress. Oh, we had to take off our air action on each side. Take off that there. Take off the brackets that support top of the radiator. And that one bolts on there. So okay. These belts don't look bad, do they? That's a good thing. I'm going to leave them off. That way when we put the new one on, it flipped the belt right there. And all the chaos ensued. Here we go.
Easier and not on this side.
Oh! We got it in there. It wasn't easy at all. It was quite the process. I blew my jeans out in the process. AC's on. Jeremy's down in there working. We had to go from the truck bed to here to right here, and then I stood up here and we wrestled it around, then jump over here. One piece is a lot harder, but we couldn't get it apart. But the shroud's going on. I just put my brace on right here, and we got to put a radiator antifreeze coolant action on there. He's taped the bottom of the shroud, and let me tell you what, we're gonna get her going here. How long has it been, Jeremy? When did you come out? Is it 2 or 3?
I don't know. I think I got here 3:30, something like that.
Okay. So we've only been at it for an hour and a half. And we'll have it. I could chip that little bit tonight, but it really ain't going to help us at all. Because I get a truck here to chip it. I still have to have a truck come back to move the chipper. So I might as well do it all in one shot. It ain't no big deal. That wasn't easy. I didn't record none of it. It wasn't pretty. And you gotta have that lifted up just a little bit. You gotta be careful with everything, because that rubs right there if you're not careful. But she's yellow now. Colors don't match. But hey, these colors still don't run, right? But look at, she's all beautiful in there again. Yep. That fan's actually in good shape. It's actually a really good fan. So that one's in perfect shape too. We'll have to have the other part rebuilt or get a new one. I gotta put that bracket on, and then that, and then just your air. I think we're done. Right? Just about?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wasn't too bad. I thought it'd be a lot harder than that. Still wasn't easy though. Oh, that's a 9/16 I put on there. It's my fault. You safe?
Yeah.